In a world of seemingly endless podcasts comes what many would call another one. Welcome to the Two M.E.N podcast with your hosts Tim Matson and Phil Powell. Now please join these two confirmed men, that's two moderately entertaining nerds, as they take you on another podcast adventure that's guaranteed to be funny. Or not. This week the two men discuss that lingering feeling of disappointment.
And we're recording. Welcome to the...
Okay, go ahead.
We have to start all over again. All right.
Do it.
That's my glasses.
Oh, those are your glasses.
Don't put on. Tim is all the time grabbing any pair of glasses. And I want to point out, there's nothing for Tim to read.
No.
In this podcast.
It's habit.
It's just he puts on glasses. It gives him...
I think I look more attractive.
Well, anything that obscures your face.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
Well, I've got a bag in the other... So today's podcast.
Should we tell them what it's all about?
It's all about disappointment.
That's something we can deliver.
Oh, I'm quite confident. We have wells and wells deep. We're going to tell, but no, we're not just going to talk about disappointment. We're going to tell you how to deal with it. We're going to tell you.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to give you coping strategies. We're going to give you coping strategies.
I generally go with denial.
Denial is a coping strategy?
It's a great option.
So what are you disappointed about?
I'm very disappointed in the final bit of downloadable content to Fallout 4. I'm very, very disappointed.
Is this a game?
This is a game. This is a great game. I'm playing on the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's also available on the PC, but I'm playing on the PlayStation 4. And do you know the Fallout series at all?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay. Well, so it's set in a post-apocalyptic society. I generally play this game as a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to help people out. I go and, especially this game, I've set up all kinds of settlements across the Boston areas where this takes place.
So you're a philanthropist in the apocalypse. You're a philanthropist.
I'm an apocalyptic philanthropist.
That's hard to say.
That is really hard to say.
They should have taught us that in
apocalyptic philanthropist.
Apocalyptic philanthropist. Yeah, that's hard.
That is really hard.
But you're a do-gooder.
I am a do-gooder.
Uh-huh.
And yet, in this bit of DLC, it sounds awesome. I was so excited to download this because it takes place in a place called Nuka World, which is a soft drink, Nuka-Cola. It's a theme park, like Disney World.
Right.
But it's been taken over by all these raider gangs, the people that generally harass my settlers and are bad guys.
Right.
So I was thinking that I would be able to come in here and sort all this out and kick all the raiders out and set up Nuka World as this really cool place.
Right.
No, you can't play as anything but a bad guy. You take over the raider gangs, and then now you're a raider, and you are going to go out and terrorize the populace at large. And this is counter to what my character has been up to this point.
Wow. So you're forced to be evil.
You are forced to be evil, and I'm incredibly disappointed by this. There's a town that normally you go to, and it's an allied place where you can go and be safe and shop and buy weapons and stuff. You buy weapons and armor. Oh, don't make this so stupid.
It's like it's an apocalyptic game where it's violent and there are gangs, but it's like, oh, you know what? Oh, hey Bobby, let's stop into the gun mall. Oh, have you seen the latest pistol? I tell you what. Oh, but we can't afford it. Remember our budget. Oh, you're right. We have a budget.
I tell you what, if you don't think shopping is violent, you have never worked on Black Friday.
Oh, no. I did at Swiss Colony, but I don't think
What's
Swiss Colony.
What is that?
Oh, it's one of those places that sells those logs of ambiguous beef, and with cheese.
Is it like a place in the mall?
Yeah, Swiss Colony.
Were you one of those people that stood out front and offered samples?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. I was not. My heart wasn't in it.
You don't think?
And I gave away a lot of samples to what I'm pretty sure were homeless people walking through the mall what I always thought was pretty interesting about that experience is because they would always go through a very elaborate mechanism of, well, I like it, but I don't think that I'm going to purchase any today. And I'm like, look, I know
it's cool. You just want to sample. It's fine.
That's right. You don't have to go through an elaborate story.
I have to admit, I do the same thing. Whenever I get a sample, I have to like mull it over. Like, maybe I'll buy this. Maybe I won't.
Oh, I had to prepare those things. You take the little bitty slices and you put the cheese in there and you'd wrap it over and you'd put a toothpick in it to make it all fancy. And then that would be on the sample tray. And that's what people, that's what got them into the store. And they would be like,
tasty.
Tasty. And I will say this. You know what? 99% of the business of all of those places, like Pepperidge Farms, they were our competition. So we would get into a gang war.
Was it a heated exchange?
Well, in the sense that we badmouthed them, but
okay.
you know, it's not like we rated them like in your game. I had to pretend to know stuff about cheese. I lied all the time. I lied all the time about cheese.
That's terrible.
So what kind of a cheese is this? Well, it's a little bitter. Do you like a little bite in your cheese? No, I don't. Well, then, in that case, this is a good cheese over here. I just lied about cheese all day long.
That's amazing. See, now, when I used to work at Wendy's.
And I'm sure that tying it in, I'm sure that was a disappointment for the people when they got home.
I'll bet. With their gallon tub of cheese.
They go, that salesman,
cheese product.
that teenager lied to me.
He was lying.
I think he knew nothing about cheese. I made my quota. I made my cheese quota. I think we're actually adding to our cheese quota today, too.
Yeah, our cheese quotient is high.
That's right.
Definitely high.
So what is the biggest disappointment you have had as a child? What was your biggest disappointment? Christmas. I'm going to go. What was your biggest Christmas disappointment?
Oh, man. That's a really good question. I can't think of anything.
What was the time you felt crushed?
Was the time that I felt crushed?
That you didn't get the thing that you wanted? Or were you spoiled?
I was very spoiled.
Man.
That was terrible. At the risk of ruining this bit, my mom and dad generally came through at Christmas time. I got some really awesome Christmas presents. It was really the biggest year ever was one year. I remember that the Christmas presents under the tree were pretty lame. They were pretty weak. And my brother and I had opened everything and we were a little disappointed.
Oh.
And mom and dad did this on purpose because when we went out to the garage, there was a pool table and a motorcycle for me and my brother. And
did you have to share though?
Yeah.
See, now to me, that would have been a perfect opportunity to be disappointed.
No.
It's like, oh, great, we got a motorcycle, but just one motorcycle?
Well, I didn't really care that much about the motorcycle. I loved the pool table. The pool table was awesome. And I think that was the motorcycle my brother set on fire, so...
Was that the beginning, you think, of your moral decline, getting that pool table?
It's possible. There was, smoking and loose women around all the time from that point on.
I would that were true. I'm quite confident. There might have been smoking. There might have been loose women within a 5-mile radius.
But at where I lived growing up, probably not.
Okay.
No.
You might have had to spread
spread that radius pretty wide, I'm sure.
And
I did stick to pool. I did like the pool.
Were you good at it?
No, I've never been that good at it. When I was in college, one of my friends actually paid for his rent by hustling pool.
Really?
Yeah, he was incredibly good. Incredibly good.
Did he ever take you for money?
No, because I knew his game. I knew how he played. But yeah, he would go up to the strip at SIU and just hustle pool all the time and make wads of cash.
Wow. You can't do that as an actor.
No, not really.
You can't go up and go.
Oh, you can hustle as an actor.
Well,
but
that's
an
right.
entirely different meaning.
But I mean, you can't go, I tell you what, I'm going I'm going to bet you $500 that I can do this monologue from Lear better than you. And be like, woo! It's limited to the degree to which you can hustle as an actor.
Well, I mean, maybe you can bet that you can remember every single word in order. I mean, that's the general idea when you act. But, some actors have problems with that.
Yes. Not us.
Not us.
No,
I never paraphrase.
We're verbatim. So you never had a disappointing Christmas?
I never really had a disappointing Christmas. What about you? Did you ever miss out on getting your Red Ryder BB gun of your choice?
The only time I was super duper disappointed was actually not at home, but when I went to visit my grandmother, and my aunt got me a present, my Aunt Diana, and I was really excited. I was so excited. And I reached down in to this thing, and I couldn't even tell what it was, and that made me even more excited because I couldn't tell what it was. And I pulled it out, and it was a tennis racket. And and I was just like, I was perplexed. I was...
What is this used for?
And I think my brother played tennis a little bit, and so my older brother, and so I think maybe she thought I wanted a tennis racket, and I did not. And so my mom took me in the other room, and she said, "Look, you have got to apologize to your aunt, because it was very obvious that you did not like her present." And then, of course, as a child, you're a horrible apologizer.
Oh, you're terrible.
It's not like, it's like, "Aunt Diana, I really enjoyed my tennis racket.
It's really cool.
I'm going to go up and play with it right now in the winter." No, that was, but I recovered quickly.
I'm sure you thought on your feet.
I recovered quickly. Yeah. So disappointments. How do you cope? We have to give people hope. We have to give people hope here, our listeners. I would say disappointment handling has to do with whether or not you're willing to accept the circumstances that have been dealt to you during the disappointment. If you're willing to accept the circumstances and you come to a peace with them, then actually the disappointment is going to dissipate. But don't you find that that's the state of human nature?
Constant disappointment?
Yes. I mean, actually, imagine circumstances where we all actually maybe have life good. Like we have life good, really.
I was going to say, I can't think of that. I generally have things pretty good. I don't.
So you could be laying on a beach, okay, getting a massage from some very attractive person, have a yacht out there that's yours, everybody says, "Hail King Tim."
Okay.
You get a pretty
getting a bit wild now.
No, I don't think so, considering that you were laying on a beach getting a massage. So we started there. So you'd probably say, the massage was it just didn't quite,
I like to think that I revel in the pleasures of life. I don't find...
You revel in them.
I do. I think life is good. I try to find the positive in things. I don't try to dwell on disappointments. I'm a very pragmatic person. I just think that if you're disappointed in something, move on from that, because something else will make you happy.
What is reveling?
Reveling?
Mm-hmm. How do you revel?
Well, I think in olden days it required gestures and roasting a stag over an open fire or something, wasn't it? Isn't that a revel?
I think reveling is it's wallowing, isn't it? Isn't
wallowing? I don't know. I think
reveling is like where you're really reveling in that thing. It's like you're in a good...
Now I think reveling is the positive version of wallowing. I mean, wallowing would be like...
But it's you
it's terrible. I'm going to just roll around in this disappointment and feel miserable.
I'm saying is, let's say that you had a bucket full of ointment that you liked.
Okay. It's very oddly specific. Sure.
All right. But I don't know, some sort of spice or something. And you dove in it.
Uh-huh.
And you reveled in the spices. You
No,
rolled around.
Again, that's wallowing. Yeah, you need to look up these words in the dictionary. I think you've got them confused.
Reveling. Well, then what?
Reveling would be like dancing around doing a little joyful happy dance or whatever.
Right, but you could do a more diminutive dance, but you choose to do a bigger dance, and that therefore is equivalent to happy wallowing.
I don't think so. I think when I think reveling, I think like jumping around and dancing and your arms in the air and that kind of thing. That's reveling.
All right, but now
wallowing implies like you're laying down and rolling around on something.
It's like, that's wallowing. Yeah, all right, so if your reveling definition is true, when do you revel?
I never do it in public.
Okay. I see. So
I don't like public reveling now.
You don't like public reveling. Okay.
I'm a very private reveler.
Well, in that case, I have no evidence that you ever revel.
It's true.
You're going to need to
never know.
Text me and tell me I just revel.
The next time I do that, I will let you know.
So, but you say you're a reveler.
I do think I'm a reveler.
How does that manifest
I'm a closet reveler.
Is this an internal thing?
It is. I'm as with most Midwestern people, Midwestern people, we don't really express emotion well. So we tend to keep it in.
To each his own.
Or wallow.
Did you ever eat dog food as a child?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How did it taste?
What about you? Did you ever eat dog food?
No, but
you asked. Oh, you jerk!
I didn't.
You got me to admit something I thought you were going to admit to.
No.
Oh man!
But I find that it's a common thing. Now, I will admit to being tempted by Alpo.
Oh, that looks gross.
Alpo is Lauren Green approved. Lauren Green approved Alpo.
Are you talking about the wet stuff or the dry stuff?
Yeah, it looked like soup.
That looks gross.
Oh no,
wet dog food looks disgusting.
All right, so let me get this straight. On a moral scale here, if we were to have a choice in the home of what dog food, or in a post-apocalyptic world, if you were going to be holed up in a shed, and I said, "Well, what do you want? We're making a run. Wet dog food or dry dog food?" You're going to go.
I would say dry dog food because then I could pour milk over it and pretend it's cereal.
Did you ever eat dirt?
I did try a mud pie one time. Yeah.
A mud pie?
Yeah.
What's a mud pie?
Did you have a childhood? What's wrong with you?
I mean,
you never made a mud pie?
A moon pie?
Not actual food.
Okay, this is
we'd play in the mud after it's rained or whatever. You make like mud pies. You pretend to make make things out of the mud.
You baked a mud pie.
We baked a mud pie.
Like in Barbie's little kitchen
no,
thing.
I didn't actually bake it.
Easy bake mud pies.
Whatever. You're making a big deal out of this.
Hey, eating strange things. I think that shows somebody who's willing to take risks.
It's true.
Probably the biggest disappointment that I had as a teenager, which is unlike your privileged motorcycle
my
background.
Privileged motorcycle
I did not dare to aspire to have a motorcycle. That's crazy talk. But I did beg in a very unmanly way to get a mini bike. And I was 13 years old, and I can remember that my parents told me no, and for so many good reasons, economic and otherwise, to not get a mini bike. And I remember there may have been some crying.
Some very manly tears.
Some inappropriate junior high tears.
Did you write poetry about it?
No, I did not write poetry about it.
See, it's not really a disappointment in junior high unless you write poetry about it.
The only poetry that I ever attempted, this was high school though, when I was forced to write a journal. It wasn't poetry so much as it was a self-expression, because everybody's like big on self-expression.
Oh, yeah.
You need to express yourself because everybody has wonderful things to say. Well, trust me, not most high schoolers. At least I didn't at that juncture in my life. I remember I read for my teacher, my English teacher. It was a private session.
Well, that sounds very sexy.
Well, it was just I think I felt the need because my work was so good that we didn't need the distraction of the classroom.
Let me get this straight. You went to your English teacher and said, "I have some of my work I would like to share with you."
Yes. Yes.
Could we meet after class?
Right. Or I would like to perform it for you.
This is amazing.
And so I still remember, and I had written this, and I thought this was, wonderful. So the beginning of my statement, my first journal entry, I said, "My mind conquers the endless depths." And at that juncture, my teacher burst out laughing, and she saw the look on my face.
Oh my
and
God.
then she like muffled it and said, "I'm very sorry, please go ahead."
Oh my God.
And I can remember what you mean my mind doesn't conquer the endless depths. What are you
trying to say?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh my God. Just, all right. Imagine for a moment being that teacher.
I know. Believe me, I have. The hubris. Now, I still manage to carry a little bit of that hubris. I was going
to say, you still have some.
Yeah, I still
it's
have
still there.
Yeah. But I did take a bit of a ding because I think that her laughter was really sincere.
Oh, I'm sure it was very sincere because I am sure as a teacher, you don't want to laugh at your students, but I am sure that was probably the most pure laugh you've ever gotten at a performance.
That's right. And I was very serious about my mind's ability to conquer the endless depths.
That's such a disappointment. That's amazing.
I don't remember the rest of my journal entry, but I
think that's enough.
Right. That's as far as I got. Yeah. So
on the upside, I guarantee you that teacher has told that story so many times.
Let me tell you what this one kid. This kid, he came in. He said he got very serious. Oh, you're right. I helped that teacher take an ordinary day and turn it into something extraordinary.
That's very special. Wow.
Well,
I think we should end it there. That was a great story.
Yes.
It's time for another round of instant opinion. This time it's me in the captain's seat. I'm going to pepper Phil with a series of words and phrases, and he has only a few seconds to render his instant opinion upon them. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Crunchy peanut butter. Love crunchy peanut butter. You cannot get peanut butter that is better than crunchy peanut butter.
Ugh.
However, extra crunchy is too far. That's taking something and it's taking it good for. So I'm anti extra crunchy. That's bad.
It's nice to know when to draw the line.
That's right. Drawing the line extra crunchy. Yeah.
Raspberries.
Raspberries. I'm pro raspberries because that's a skill that you learn as a child to make fun of people with, and that's important throughout life. And then I'm anti-raspberries because they're a bumpy fruit. They're bumpy.
They're bumpy? That's your problem with them?
I don't like bumpy fruit. I like fruit that's regular and without irregularity.
Interesting. So peaches? Do you have a
yeah,
problem with them
peaches are okay. Well, that's subtle irregularity.
Okay, all right. Nepotism.
Nepotism. I'm pro-nepotism when it helps me. I'm anti-nepotism when it hurts me. And then those guys are just a bunch of, it's a clique. I hate those guys. It's a clique. But when it's me, that's just being good friends. That's what that is.
Michael Moore.
Michael Moore. And I assume we're talking about the movie star, Michael Moore, who lives in Greensboro. That Michael.
Okay, let's do that, Michael Moore.
Yeah.
Our friend Michael Moore.
A stage, a star, and screen. Or are we talking about another Michael Moore?
No. I'm going to reset that. I was going to say the film director Michael Moore, but no, let's do our friend Michael Moore.
Michael Moore. Michael Moore is a versatile actor. He elongates those words. He takes those words and he elongates them, and they have dramatic poise and power. I don't like him because he's taller than me, and that makes me feel inadequate.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. Poetry.
Poetry is something that allows you to mine the endless depths of your mind. It also is something which can be boring if not written in rhyme.
Yes.
The Belle of Amherst, none of her poems rhymed. I mean, I'm just saying that she could have done a little better.
Bath salts.
Bath salts. They're great. I love baths because that implies hot tubs. I love salt because that implies sodium, which is in soup. And I'm anti-bath salts in the sense that if I have a scar from one of my many battles, it would sting.
It was really weird for a moment because I thought you were going to ask to bathe in soup.
No, bathe in soup. Good product, though.
Bathing soup?
Bathing soup.
You think that sounds like a good product?
Bathing soup. It's like take a bath, take a sip. I mean, I forgot this story. Take a bath, take a sip. You know,
oh my God, it's frightening to think that you might actually be onto something.
That's right.
Purple nurples.
Purple nipples. I'm not sure if I understand what those are, but I think those are the things where you twist is that where you twist the nipple of the individual?
Still, I'll let you know.
No, I think that's where you twist the nipple of the individual. I'm pro nipple, anti twisting.
That's a fair platform to be on.
Yeah.
Cream-filled donuts.
Cream-filled donuts. I don't like anything cream. Cream soda, cream soup, cream corn. Anything that's cream, I don't want. So, cream donuts, bad. There's nothing good about cream stuff.
Alrighty then. You heard it here, folks. Do not send any gifts that contain cream to Phil's house.
No, it will be a disappointment.
It would be a big disappointment. And that brings us to an end of Instant Opinion and another episode of the Two Men Podcast. We're very happy that you joined us here today.
Yes, thank you very much.
And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Greetings. I am Alice, highly paid digital assistant to the two moderately entertaining nerds of the Two Men Podcast. Want to let us know what you thought of the show? Have a topic you'd like to hear discussed? Feel like demanding your money back? We'd love to hear from you on 2 out of those 3 questions. Drop us an email at twomencast@gmail.com. In the meantime, please rate us and leave a review on iTunes or your podcast service of choice. Also, for all discussions moderately entertaining, you can find us at facebook.com/2mencast. Please join us again next week when we'll be guaranteed to be funny. Or not.